Heavens, hi everyone. This is Derek, a grateful member of the Faithful Remnant Church. We are the end time church established by Jesus Christ, the Most High True God Himself. And He has appointed the two witnesses of Revelation chapter 11 to lead us. The two witnesses are Petrus Romanus and Mary Romanus. Jesus Christ has been giving them direct messages from heaven, and they keep on posting them at the website testimonyofthetwowitnesses.com. I will entreat you to visit the website and read the words of your Creator and know exactly what He is requiring from each and every one. Well, He has made us prophets and evangelists to proclaim His words to all the nations, so that everyone who have not heard about His words will also know about the words of Jesus Christ. To become a member of the Faithful Remnant Church and to be a true prophet of the Most High True God, you just have to go to the website testimonyofthetwowitnesses.com. Follow the instructions at the Holy Water and Sacrament page and become a prophet of the Most High True God. Well, you see, many false prophets are in this world. And those false prophets, they are depending on the financial gains of all the church members, because they brought tithe and offering to them. But the Most High True God's true prophets mostly endure afflictions and trials in the time that they were around. One of the false prophets around is Antipope Francis in Rome. He and all the other false prophets are living in a luxurious life. Remember those times, during the time that Moses was around, he has to endure so much affliction. All the other prophets endure so much afflictions. Remember, Daniel had to be in the lion's den because of the word of God. Ezekiel, according to the word of God, he slept on his left side for 390 days, and on the right side for 40 days in a demonstrative way. Jeremiah also has to be put in a pit. All the prophets endure so much afflictions. Now there is a prophet I would like us to talk about. It is found in 1 Kings chapter 20 verses 35 to 38. This is what the Bible says. At the command of the Lord, a certain man of the company of prophets said to another, "Strike me." But the man refused to strike him. Then he said to him, "Because you have not obeyed the voice of the Lord, as soon as you have left me, a lion will kill you." And when he had left, a lion met him and killed him. Then he found another man and said, "Strike me." So the man hit him, striking and wounding him. Then the prophet departed and waited for the king along the road, disguising himself with a bandage over his eyes. The words of the Most High True God. So you see, for the sake of delivering the words of the Most High True God to the king, the prophet has to endure affliction. The prophet has to allow somebody to wound him to the point of death to show something to the king who has violated the words of the Lord. So now you see, none of us is called to endure such extreme afflictions. None of the members of the Faithful Remnant is called to endure so much affliction like the other prophets had. But even when those affliction comes, we have to unite our suffering with the suffering of Jesus Christ, the Most High True God, on the cross, and with the suffering of the Blessed Virgin Mary at the foot of the cross. Our King, Jesus Christ, the Most High True God, endured that grotesque death on the cross. So we are called to endure some little afflictions so that we make it to the fullness of the era of peace. From the testimony on 30th of July 2017, this is what Pope Peter last said. Yes, you are going to be put through many inconveniences on this journey, but it is only so that you can learn to be detached from the things around you, as you are called to focus on your spiritual life and nourishing yourself spiritually, so that you can nourish others. Know that a lot more lead is going to come to the surface, but it is your responsibility to lift it all up to Jesus and trade it for His true peace. It would be best if you didn't allow the lead to sit, because if you do, then the heart gets hardened quickly. But it does get difficult when more physical discomforts are involved. So focus on your Creator and doing what He is asking of you, the word of the Most High True God. So you see, The Most High True God has called us to be His prophets in these end times, to proclaim His words to the nations. Definitely, afflictions will come, prosecutions will come, but we have to endure to the fullness of the era of peace. Those who are not members of the Faithful Remnant Church, I will entreat you to visit the website testimonyofthetwowitnesses.com. Follow the instructions at the Holy Water and Sacrament page and become a member of the Faithful Remnant Church. May the Most High True God bless us all. Amen.